What's going on, guys? It is time for After the Impact, and we are here tonight, as usual, after the show to talk all about what happened on Impact Wrestling this evening, and also we're going to be doing some talking about Saturday's show as well. So Knockouts Knockdown, we'll talk a little about that before we head out tonight too. Yeah. So welcome into those of you who are joining us. Jen Carter's here, Azan's here. Hello to you too. 7 out of 10, not a whole lot tonight, says Azan. Okay. All right. Fair enough, dude. All right. Let's talk about tonight's show, and we'll wait for some people, see if some more people get in, and we'll see. We got King Ricky Mask. Hey, good evening. Hey, good evening, Ricky. How are you? So we'll give it a couple seconds. Derek Fleming's here, says he gave it an 8 out of 10. So there you go. Okay. What's up, Ricky? How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. And while we're doing that, so Jeff, what did you think of tonight's Impact wrestling show?
I thought it was a great show. We got some stuff building for Saturday.
Yep.
Obviously, with us being less than 20 days away from Bound for Glory.
Yep.
We're getting a lot of stuff ramping up there.
Yep.
So, yeah, I thought it was a great show. You want to go ahead and score it now?
Yeah, go ahead. You could give it a score now.
I'll give it an 8.75 for tonight.
Okay. All right. So 8.75 from Jeff. 8.5 out of 10 says the Coug. Solid. Yeah. Look, I thought it was a fun show. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the segments that I liked. I didn't get to see the whole first match because I decided to get a cramp and I had to go walk it off. But from what I saw of the match with the Bullet Club and then FinJuice and Sabin was very good. Really like that. Of course, the heels using the old heel thing with the shot to the crotch. So to win. The Swingers Palace thing is always a treasure, and it's going to be sadly missed when it goes. But I know they'll come up with something else that they'll do in the back because they always do. But that was great. The Dixie Carter poster, I loved it, and the standee that they had at the end there with the Jeff Jarrett DVDs, I love that too. The Deanna and Mickey thing, so stipulations getting put on that where neither one can touch the other. And now we have a pick your poison. So Mickey James gets to pick Deanna's opponent for this coming Saturday. So that'll be interesting to see who she chooses. Lots of people talking about different names. Jeff mentioned Camille, which would be amazing. So we'll see where that goes. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens between those two. We had Decay invade Tennille and Madison Rain and Caleb's party. And they kicked them out, kind of scared them a little bit, and had them leave and took over the show, which was awesome. And then, of course, the thing going on with Christian and Josh Alexander, it's getting a little more touchy week to week. And so they're really setting up that storyline where, people are they like Christian. Don't get me wrong. He's a fan favorite, but when that baby face kind of starts to become a tweener and starts acting a little bit, not so much like a face, especially toward the people that they want to cheer for, that kind of turns them around a little bit in the people's eyes. And I think that's what we're seeing happen here. So it's a slow and steady type of thing. We got a big promo from Morrissey and Moose too. Don't forget about that. And then, of course, the Heath beatdown. Where does Rhino stand? We don't know. He didn't show up. He didn't come out to save his old friend. So where does Rhino stand? I think he will eventually stand with Heath. And I think we're going to see we may see a 6-man tag between Heath and Rhino and VBD. Just depends on who that 6th man is going to be. Who's going to join with Heath and Rhino? You would kind of think it might be a big dude to kind of go up against Joe Doring. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That may be very interesting as to see who might join those two for that. But I'm going to give the whole thing, and I'm going to give it an 8.75. I liked it. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good lead into Knockouts Knockdown. We had some stuff with that. We had the bridesmaids going up against Tasha Steeles and Mercedes. We got this chance to see Mercedes Martinez tonight, which was cool too. So yeah, that's I enjoyed the show, and I thought they played well into what was going on next. The Call Your Shot is going to be good. Yeah, that's going to be on Saturday as well. So absolutely, Taylor is not in the match on Saturday. No, Taylor Wilde. Nope, she is not. That was crazy. That Impact Wrestling show, a picture of Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, the old standee of his DVDs. That was something you'd see in a video store back in the day. Yeah, that was pretty cool. What you eating, Jeff? Pizza. 7.8 says Gust. I'm rating Impact. All right, so there you go. All right, we got the ratings for the show done tonight. So Jeff, what's your biggest thing here going forward? I mean, what are you? Obviously, we have Knockouts Knockdown, but besides that, what has you most intrigued, looking forward to for Bound for Glory?
I think the X division.
Okay.
Obviously, the obvious choice is Josh and Christian, but I think the X division, who becomes the champion? Does Trey Miguel become champion finally, or is it Macklin's time? I'm really interested to see what they do with that.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I am Mickie James and Deonna. I think is going to be knockdown, drag out fight, flat out. And I'm pretty sure Deonna is going to continue on as champion, but I think it will be a really, really good match between the two of them, and I think it'll be a little bit of a longer match, and I think Mickie will show that she really belongs in a ring. Her chance to show out a little bit, and I think it's going to be a bit of a, I think it's going to be a crazy match. I'm looking forward to the Violent by Design thing and the Heath and Rhino thing as well, because I think that's where we may get a surprise. I think we get somebody that may come out and that may join Heath and Rhino in that match. So we'll have to see. I mean, some people are saying it could be a good place for Braun to make his way in if he's choosing Impact, which we don't know. But yeah, I think we might get a surprise there. And then, of course, the Josh and Christian thing. Now, they threw a little bit of a swerve at us tonight, if you noticed, because they had Christopher Daniels come in and kind of challenged Christian, pointing at the title, saying, "I want my shot." So a little bit of a swerve got kind of thrown in there. Now, they could have done that intentionally because they kind of want you to feel that, that Josh isn't going to win. They don't want everybody to know for sure that he's going to win that title. But that little bit of a thing there, because, if Christian loses, then of course, Christopher Daniels would want to go after Josh. He was saying he wants a shot at the title. So that's interesting. That's interesting that they threw that in there right then and there, because it kind of gives you that little thing where, well, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. So Christian versus Christopher Daniels at Full Gear. You still could get the match afterwards, even if Christian did lose the title. So Tony says, I think it's Trey's time. Trey Miguel. Yeah, I kind of believe that too. I kind of think he will be too. While he had some Reese's Pieces. Mercedes Martinez looked good. Yeah, she really did. I agree. All right. So next up, let's go forward and let's talk about Saturday a little bit. And Knockouts Knockdown. So of course, this is Saturday. We will be doing the watch along for this. Make sure you're joining us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday night. This should be a good event. We've got that tournament. We've got
Look at this, Joe.
Yeah, so this is the announce team. We've got Melissa Santos as the ring announcer. We've got, and of course, Mickey James is the color analyst. And we got, who is that?
Veda Scott.
Veda Scott. Oh, Veda Scott. Okay, I couldn't see the V there. Veda Scott, play-by-play. So you've got an all-women's announce team for the show, which is very cool. Again, very similar to almost like what they did with Empower. So it's very cool. They're going almost the same route there. So, and then we've got the call your shot thing as well. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be some good stuff. And I guess what we'll do, and of course, this one big for me. Who's going to win this? Oh man, is the K going to continue to move forward, or do the Influence somehow get those titles now? The Influence, they're kind of really pushing them a little bit with, with Tennille and Caleb and Madison Rain. So you kind of wonder, is it Decay's time? Are they going to drop those belts? And is the Influence going to, if they're going forward with that obnoxious show that Tennille has, wouldn't it be great if they were able to bring those titles into the show? So maybe this is the time that Decay drops those belts. I hope not. I don't want to see them lose it, but you never know. I think we could maybe see an upset with this one, Jeff.
We could. We very well could. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get an upset and then they do a rematch at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Let them hold the titles for a little bit. Yeah, okay. We've got 4 women outside of Impact in this paper. Any thoughts on predictions?
I think, I was just about to say, I think another team shows up Saturday night.
Okay. All right.
One that might have been at one point, I think, iconic.
It's been so long since we've heard anything about them. So long. No one's mentioning them at all anymore, it seems like. So that would be awesome. That would be awesome to see them show up. No call for shot for the Monsters Ball. I'm sorry, not call your shot. Monsters Ball. Thank you.
You meant pick it. Yeah.
Monsters Ball is on Saturday. Yeah, but that's Monsters Ball is going to be a lot of fun as well. Jeff, who do you think walks away with that title shot?
Well, let's look at the let's look at the bracket.
Check out the bracket for the main event, and who is going to walk away from this group with the title shot, a future title shot against we would think it's Deonna Purrazzo, unless of course Mickey James beats her, but this would be against Deonna, I would think. So you kind of take this from that standpoint and you look at it and you would think of, you could kind of start looking at the names and think who would be the best choice to take on Deonna Purrazzo. So, Chelsea Green, Rachel's always been in tag team, so it's kind of surprising she's there. And again, no Jordynne Grace. Lady Frost from, I don't know, Renee Michelle. I don't know, the names that are glaring to me. I'll give you 3. Chelsea, Brandy, and Mercedes Martinez. They're the 3 that I would say. Now, Chelsea, I'm kind of on the fence because Chelsea just had her match with who was it? Was it with Deonna or was it with Camille? It was with Camille, wasn't it?
Camille.
Yeah, it was with Camille. So she just had a title shot. Now it was with Camille. It was with the Impact champion, but I'm on the fence with her a little bit. So I'm leaning toward. I'm leaning toward Brandy and Mercedes. Now, of course, that'll eliminate one of my shots because they're wrestling each other. So whoever goes on from there, I guess, basically is what I'm going to go with from that bracket. So whichever one of those 2 wins, I think is who I would go with in this knockdown challenge. So Martinez for the win, says Tony. Rachel wins all of it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Rachel Ellering. All right. Build a strong new face, strong woman for Deonna. So, Jeff, who are you going with in the bracket?
This is tough because the 2 people that I think can win it would end up going against each other before the final.
Okay.
And that's Rachel and Mercedes.
Okay.
Azan, get out of my head because I'm booking that. Um,
Oh, Rachel wins, just leads to the heel turn of Jordan Grace.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, jealousy ruins a
Okay.
lot of things. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to get there. Um, I really do think that's a good way to get to that point of having Jordan turn and go and chase after Rachel. Like that be the first person that chases Rachel if she were to win the belt.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people respect Rachel Ellering's ability to wrestle and what she can do. Um, I think in a lot of aspects she's a lot like Deanna.
Mm,
I just don't think people give her. I'm not saying she's nearly as talented yet,
right.
but I think she's good. Like I think she's really good.
Yeah.
So I could see them building her up over 6 months or so, and at when we get to Slammiversary, we see
Yeah.
those two go at it. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm envisioning there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. She certainly has been. I mean, she's been front and center in the tag team division for quite a while. So maybe it's time for her to move on. And yeah, having her go up against Jordan Grace as a heel would be a pretty amazing feud as well. So definitely cool. Nathan Rita says cool. Yes, it is cool. Yeah, we're talking about the Impact tournament that's coming up on Saturday. When are they going to start the tournament for the AEW Women's new title? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I didn't see last night's episode. I've had so much going on. I did not see Impact or AEW this week. I haven't had a chance to. I read some of the results. I know Hangman Page is getting a title shot. So that's really all I know about what happened. I didn't get to see a lot of it. So Will Ospreay set to debut in MLW later this fall, as announced on MLW Fightland, says is on. Okay. That's cool. Very cool. So we'll end it here, and I'll let you guys volunteer your thoughts on this too. So I've seen a lot of comments on our Twitter this week, in particularly because I think of the free the narrative thing. And a lot of people are talking, and this has become like another one of those crazy wrestling fights that you're seeing going on social media. So what I want you guys to do, because you're the Impact fans, is make an argument why you think Bray Wyatt should end up in Impact. Make an argument of why you think Bray Wyatt should end up in Impact, and tell us quickly in the chat. Doesn't have to be a lot, but just say why you think he should end up in Impact, because so much of what I see on Twitter is such nonsense. Like, and a lot of it is what I'm seeing is the people that are making an argument against it are either saying, well, he belongs in AEW, or, well, the AEW is going to treat him right, or AEW is going to let him have creative freedom, or AEW. And when I ask these people, and they say, well, Impact's such a small company, and Impact doesn't have a big following, and Impact doesn't get that wonderful word. They don't get the demos. They don't get the ratings. The thing that I've turned around and asked them all is, have you watched? And that shuts them right up. Nobody can answer that question. The people who I've asked that have been coming down on it, I say, have you watched Impact lately? And I even give them a year. I said, have you watched Impact in last year? No answer. So, but yeah, tell us what you think. I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of steam, maybe, to, like, if you see that out there, and you see this kind of stuff, like kind of dissing on Impact and stuff like that, and saying, oh, there's no way he should go there. Oh, the money's not going to be good. He's not going to get paid like he would when he went to AEW. My argument with that was, you really think that that's all he cares about? I never came off as a guy like that to me. So I don't know. Derek says too much talent in AEW. Too many people wanting to book Bray the way they want instead of what's best for him career-wise. Bray Wyatt, the leader of Decay. Yeah, look, and I'll let Jeff go too, and then we'll sign off for the night. Personally, and I don't care if he has a small stint. I don't care. I would love to just see him come in, and just see him cut loose. If whatever he's going to be, at first I want to see him do the free the narrative. That's what I want to see. And whatever he becomes, I want to see him be able to take that somewhere where he's going to be able to cut loose. And this is my argument against AEW. And I'm not saying, and please, don't say I'm a hater. Don't say I can't stand AEW. That's not what I'm saying. My argument against them, and the too much talent thing is a good point. They only have 3 hours of TV time a week. So where are you going to put them? CM Punk demands time. Daniel Bryan demands time. Cody Rhodes demands time. Aleister Black gets time. Let's go down the list. The elite, in one way or another, get time. Mm-hmm. Where are you going to fit them all in? That's the only thing I would say with that. Where are you going to fit them all in? And then, the argument that gets, well, they have dark. No. I'm not talking about the YouTube shows. I'm talking TV time. I don't care about the YouTube shows because people will watch them or they won't. But my thing is, I really believe that Impact will give him the freedom that he wants. The other thing too is, tell me what kind of, now if and maybe he doesn't even want to do this, but if he wants to be the supernatural type character, and maybe he doesn't want to do that again, but if he wants to do a variation of it, what has AEW done that's going to lead you to believe that they're going to want to do supernatural stuff? Even with Aleister Black, guys, it's not supernatural. It's not. What Aleister's doing is that he wears face paint. He's not doing anything supernatural. Matt Hardy did that stuff way back when he was doing Broken Matt, and that ended really quickly. So I don't know that they're going to want him to do, or they want anyone to do. Abaddon was the closest thing we got on there to supernatural, and she hasn't been on the main show for quite a while. So personally, I just think whether he stayed for 6 months, whether he stayed for a year, I think he'd be able to come in. I think he'd be able to cut loose. I think he'd be able to do what he wanted to do for the one time in his career. He would get spotlighted. I have no doubt if they bring him in as a heel, he would go up against the champion. I have no doubt of that. And think about the eyes he would bring to the product. And yes, AEW will love him. The fans will love him. But when you could take maybe a smaller show, like a lot of people are saying, and rise it up on your back, that's an intriguing thing to do. So let me read some comments and then I'll let Jeff have at it, and then we'll head out. Bray Wyatt, the new leader of the Undead Bridesmaids. I have no problem where Bray goes as long as he does not go back to his former employer who dissed him. Yeah, I really don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think. Azan said he would be top guy in Impact on day one and brings Impact to a high level. Even all the dirt sheets say he's going to Impact as top choice for and Braun heading there. He doesn't care about the money. He cares about the fans. I just want to know how morale is backstage at AEW with all his talent. Argument for Impact. He will be that main man. Lots of TV time. Doubles the audience or more. Major growth for the product. Possibly lead to acting roles and championships galore. Bray would be the top guy in Impact one day and brings Impact to a high level. Even though the dirt sheets say, yep. I want to meet Bailey. That's totally out of left field, Clay. All right, Jeff. What do you think? What do you have to say to the people that are, and they're not just AEW people, they're WWE people too, and they're all saying, well, he should just go back. He should go back to WWE. What's your argument for seeing him end up back in Impact or end up in Impact?
Well, first, it's his decision.
Sure.
And I think a lot of times fans want to make that decision for him.
Right.
And just not accept wherever he goes and be okay with wherever he goes.
Yeah.
As it relates to Impact, I'm going to make my point about Impact by mentioning AEW. I just don't think he fits their style. And what I mean by that is the stuff that they do that's gimmicky, the stuff that ends up on TV isn't dark.
Right.
As dark as I'm sure Bray would want to go or Wyndham would want to go with his character. So people can argue, well, Abaddon, okay. Tell me the last time you saw Abaddon with 5 minutes on Dynamite or Rampage.
Yep.
I'll wait. So that's that. Matt Hardy did his thing, and then all of a sudden now he's Big Money Matt and all of this. I just don't think Wyndham fits their style. They have a lot of great stuff they do. The gimmick stuff, they have a person who believes they're an alien, and they have a dinosaur.
Yep.
Right. That's what.
Yeah.
That's their lane.
Yep.
Now with Impact, I hear a lot of people saying, he'll be the top guy. Yeah, he'll be the top name. That's the other thing I want people to get, to understand too. If Josh Alexander wins the title, he'll be the top guy because he's got a title.
Yeah.
Wyndham Rotunda would be the top name. He would be their biggest star.
Right.
So to be honest with you, if he goes to Impact, they do what he's looking to do very well. And I think, and again, we don't even know his intention. So he could be there for 6 months. He could be there for forever. It's up to him.
Yeah.
But I think, and the last thing I'll say is, I think they do the stuff that he wants to do, and they do it well. And for people that always say, well, Impact is so small, they're this, they're that, I would challenge you to go look at some of their promo stuff and pre-recorded stuff, like the vignettes with Violent by Design, and tell me that isn't great quality.
Yeah.
Tell me that if you gave this to a random person and said, "Hey, I'm gonna let you see 3 clips. One is from AEW, one is from WWE, one is from Impact," and you jumble them up. If you have a person there that doesn't know anything about wrestling, I guarantee you they would probably pick Impact's packages as the best looking ones. So, I mean, yes, Impact is a smaller promotion than WWE and AEW, but smaller doesn't mean inferior.
Yep.
In theory.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Totally agree. And I had some comments that I couldn't help but commenting on because they were just very naive. Like, just some people saying, well, he needs to go to AEW because, and they didn't really even have a good reason. Oh, the Impact sucks. Okay, that's terrific. So I just thought I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. And of course, Jeff's thoughts on it. Yeah, listen, I get it. They're doing very well. A lot of people are very, very attracted to the product and love the product, and that's cool. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. But I do agree with Jeff. I think to that point, I don't necessarily think maybe they're what he wants to do either, because again, their kind of athletes to me are a different look from Bray or Wyndham, sorry. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. And obviously it's gonna depend what he wants to do. Like Jeff said, it's all his choice. It's his decision. Who knows? He may not go back to wrestling at all. We don't know. We have no idea. So we'll see. It'll be interesting though to see what happens in the near future. But those of you who are Impact fans, you come and join us every single Thursday night. First of all, don't even get in arguments with people because it's not even worth it. They're just trying to poke the bear. They're trying to just get people to be annoyed and start arguments and stuff like that. So don't even bother. But if you see them commenting like this nonsense about Impact sucks and Impact's too small and blah blah blah, just ask them the same question I did. Just say, have you watched it? And you'll see how quickly they be quiet. You'll be surprised at how quickly they shut up. because they haven't. The honest to God thing is they haven't. They probably can't even name a superstar that's in Impact, which is the sad truth. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us for tonight. Bigger name draws more to the product, which creates more money for the product. Absolutely, Nanners. Absolutely. Will Bo Dallas go to Impact Wrestling with a brother? Maybe. It depends on whether he wants to wrestle or not. I think he might be pretty happy with what he's doing. So you never know. You never know. If the itch is still there.
That's what the rumors are. That he's very happy.
Yeah. I mean, he may be perfectly satisfied with being out of the business, and that's fine. Not back to WWE again. They kill anything that's overly creative, deep in thought. Many are sacrificed for the few stars. And Vince, erase your mind. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to get out of here because we got morning jobs to get to. Thank you all for coming out with us tonight. Really appreciate that. Thank you for joining us late night. Thank you for joining us for Impact, the stream as well. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you throw a like on the stream before you head out tonight and hit the notifications button if you would like to be notified about when we have future content. Excuse me. Our next show will be Saturday night. And that will be Knockouts Knockdown. So 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Join us for that. We will be here and we'll be ready to go for the next Impact pay-per-view. Make sure you get Impact Plus, I believe. They may also have it on their YouTube if you're subbing as well. So make sure you do either one to watch along with us. Because you will have to do that in order to come and watch along the show. Don't forget, we are not doing SmackDown tomorrow night, so we will not be on tomorrow night. So if you're looking for us, we will not be there. So we'll see you all hopefully on Saturday night for Knockouts Knockdown. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy SmackDown. Enjoy Rampage, whatever it is you're going to watch tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll see you all Saturday night for Knockouts Knockdown. Have a great night, guys. Stay safe. Be nice to one another, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. Good night, everybody.